Good Monday morning. Thanks for joining us here on Kare 11 News Now. I'm Alicia Lewis. New video this morning of the cleanup of a deadly plane crash at LaGuardia Airport in New York. 2 people were killed, both pilots, when the passenger plane hit a fire truck moments after landing. The FAA now issuing a ground stop at the airport until 1 this afternoon. And within the last 4 hours, officials with the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey shared what they know so far.
Sadly, the 2 pilots are confirmed deceased, and notifications are being made by Air Canada's care team at this time. The plane carried 72 passengers and 4 crew. The ARFF vehicle carried 2 officers. Initial numbers indicate that 41 passengers and crew were transported to the hospital, as well as the ARF officers.
Of the 41 people injured in the collision, 32 have been released. The Port Authority says that the aircraft rescue and firefighting truck was responding to reports of an odor on a United flight when it was struck just before midnight. Developing now, President Trump says ICE agents will start backing up TSA agents today, some already being spotted at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. It's to speed up airport security lines that have grown dramatically in the Department of Homeland Security shutdown. A growing number of TSA officers are calling out or quitting as they go without a paycheck. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
Hi there. Border Czar Tom Homan said details of the plan were being finalized just yesterday, and he and another key administration official offered differing views on how the ICE agents would operate. Beginning today at airports across the country, agents in a different uniform set to greet travelers inching through crowded security lines.
I don't know, a couple of thousand people on right now.
President Trump announced on social media ICE agents would come in to help TSA. His border czar Tom Homan saying they would take on tasks like securing exits and checking IDs.
Well, ICE isn't trained in x-rays and look at x-rays, see if there's, is something dangerous in that luggage. Well, no kidding, and we're not going to be doing that.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy suggested otherwise.
TSA agents are law enforcement. They know how to pat people down. They know how to run the x-ray machines because they are, again, under Homeland Security with TSA.
Homan said details were being worked out just yesterday.
Anything to get things going.
As some travelers raise concerns.
Putting ICE in there just, to me, elevates tensions unnecessarily.
Funding to the Department of Homeland Security has been cut off for more than a month, with Democrats pushing for changes to immigration enforcement operations. DHS says more than 400 TSA officers have quit since the shutdown began. Thousands more calling out as they miss paychecks again.
Checking accounts are wiped out. We haven't recovered from the last 2 that we've had before.
While the 2 political parties point fingers, TSA and travelers paying the price, with lines like here in New Orleans snaking to the parking lot. While Republicans blame Democrats for the funding stalemate, Democrats are pushing a separate bill to fund TSA and other agencies not related to immigration enforcement. Adding to the uncertainty, President Trump posted again, pressing Republicans not to make a deal on DHS unless Democrats agree to back the Save America Act aimed at stiffening voter ID laws. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Right now, President Trump says the U.S. and Iran are discussing ending the war. In a post on Truth Social, Trump says he'll hold off on striking Iranian power and energy sites for the next 5 days. Over the weekend, the president had threatened a major strike if Iran did not reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Trump says that he's had a, quote, very good and productive conversation with Iran over the last 2 days. Now, this news having a big impact on the U.S. Futures Board this morning. The Dow jumping nearly 1,000 points following President Trump's post on Truth Social. Markets opening up after the future boost overnight. The NASDAQ also seen a big boost, rising nearly 560 points. Meanwhile, the State Department is issuing a worldwide caution alert for Americans abroad. In a post on X, the agency is urging people to be extra cautious, especially in the Middle East. Officials say Americans should follow guidance from their nearest U.S. embassy. This morning, tributes are pouring in for local sports reporter Jessie Pierce. She and her 3 children were killed in a house fire Saturday in White Bear Lake. Pierce was a vital part of the Minnesota hockey scene, covering the Minnesota Wild. The team posted on their Instagram page saying they're heartbroken by the loss of Jessie and her family. They say she was a kind, compassionate person that cared deeply about her family and those around her. Pioneer Press sports writer Jess Meyer says that it's hard to believe he'll no longer be reporting alongside his friend.
It was just a few minutes before the opening face-off of the Wild game that another reporter came and told me, "Hey, Jesse died yesterday," and just one of those where it's like someone took a sledgehammer to your chest.
So tragic. Right now, it's not clear what started the fire. The state fire marshal is investigating. This morning, 2 people are fighting for their lives after a bus crash in Green Bay that sent dozens of people to the hospital. It happened at around 2:30 yesterday afternoon. Police say the charter bus was traveling from Chicago to Michigan when it went through an intersection and down an embankment. Police are still investigating. Right now, the Brooklyn Center community is remembering the Minnesota native killed in the Austin, Texas mass shooting earlier this month. George Munos Peterson had just moved to Texas for a new job 2 weeks before the shooting. Loved ones remembered the 30-year-old yesterday at the Academy in Brooklyn Center, where he trained in mixed martial arts. They talk about how he relentlessly pursued his dreams and how others can honor his memory by chasing theirs.
Everyone's got their own different story of George, and that's my favorite part. Everyone knew George in a different light, and it's just cool to hear all their unique experiences about him, because that's just who he was. He was George with a J, the most unique man ever.
George was set to have his first professional fight in May. This week, the boy who saved his friend's life during the Annunciation school shooting last year will be honored in Washington, D.C.
My friend Victor saved me though, because he laid on top of me, but he got hit.
Your friend laid on top of you?
Yeah, and he got hit.
On Wednesday, Victor Greenwalt will receive the Citizen Honors Award in the Young Hero category. The committee that picks who gets the award says he showed bravery beyond his years by protecting his classmate with his own body. Today, we're expecting to learn more about the U of M's new hire for their women's hockey program. It was just last week they parted ways with former head coach Brad Frost, 24 hours before they also let go of their men's hockey coach. This morning, we know who's going to lead the Gopher women. Greg Boom May most recently served as an assistant for the Gophers, while also as head coach for the men at Augsburg. He also coached at Farmington and Blake at the high school levels. He grew up playing hockey himself in Burnsville before he went on to play at Augsburg. Well, this morning, some big updates to share from 2 of Minnesota's most legendary skiers. So let's start things off with Lindsey who's showing us some pretty incredible signs of progress in her recovery just a few weeks after a devastating injury at the Winter Olympics. So Vaughn posting this video showing herself doing pull-ups for the first time since surgery, writing she's slowly getting there. And just over a month ago, Vaughn revealed she almost lost her leg after a crash on the slopes in Cortina left her tibia completely shattered. While some fans are wondering about retirement, Vaughn says right now her only focus is on recovery. Meanwhile, the most decorated cross-country skier in U.S. history, Jessie Diggins, is officially retired. She finished her last World Cup race yesterday in 12th after a minor crash. Earlier in the weekend, Diggins earned her 4th overall World Cup title. The U.S. ski and snowboard team posting on social saying, quote, "There's only one Jessie Diggins." Well, we've all said it at some point. Why didn't anyone teach us this in school, right? Well, over in St. Paul, they're finally flipping that script. Since 2020, every newborn has been getting a college savings account, and now those kids are old enough to start pre-K. In this week's Community That Care, Sammy Selena shows us their first lesson in finance.
What does saving mean? Do you remember?
In pre-K,
Like saving a house.
there's so much to learn.
What do we use money for?
From colors to penmanship.
Arlo, good work.
But for so many of us older people,
Absolutely not. No.
finances
Certainly not.
was left out of the syllabus.
Or what do you want to be, Veronica, when you grow up?
I want to be K-pop human hunter.
Fantastic.
Well, today, these St. Paul Public School kiddos will learn that they are already saving up for college.
You are all college-bound kids. It means that grown-ups are already saving money for you to go to college when you are grown up.
In 2020, the city of St. Paul started automatically creating a college savings account for every baby born, donating $50 per child.
College Bound is the first at-birth city-run program in the country.
Kaz Hover is the program manager.
We get to complement the savings accounts with lessons in the classroom.
What do you think about that?
School counselors are starting to educate the oldest kiddos about their accounts.
So today we're going to practice saving, and I'm going to give you one of these super cool shiny coins.
Today, the little ones are picking a prize.
What are you going to pick?
But there's a catch. They won't receive it until weeks from now.
And then you can remember that you learned about saving for college and that all the grown-ups around you in St. Paul believe in you.
Families can earn money from the city through bonuses, such as letting the program know you went to a parent-teacher conference. The money they donate to it themselves will accrue interest.
I think that the money is a piece of it, but it's really that mindset.
The mindset that a bright future is ahead.
You're college bound.
Amy Solina, Kare 11 News.
They're going to be great. In a few years, all Minnesota high school students will have to complete a personal finance course before they graduate. Love to see that. Hey, stick with us. More news and weather coming up after the break.